median. Okay, so because you're looking at general, and this is just 1 mark. Okay, so they gave you the conclusion already, which is the difficulty part, and then you just have to support it using the statistics that you are able to find. Okay, likewise, this one also the same. Explain briefly whether the boys or the girls perform better in the test. So you can just look at either the median, okay, or looking at the median itself, try and compare. Okay, because the previous parts are looking at mode and median. Of course, this is something I'm just briefly glancing through. I didn't do the question. Then after another type, in this case, make two comparisons between the performances of the students in the two tests. Okay, so they very clearly state out how many things that they want you to compare. So that is 2. Okay, and this is 2 marks. Okay, so this would be the kind of question that will be set up, right? So I hope that answers the question just now. Okay, now going back to our calculator pressing, so I hope that we are clear about how to key in for Casio and Sharp already. Right, for example 19. So when it comes to the presentation of the answers, right? Okay, so you will write mean, or you will use the letter X bar. Okay, then after that, write down the working, right? In the sense that you write the first 2 numbers, then total about plus 11 plus 20 divide by 12. Okay, it's a bit time first. Right, so write down the working, then it will be equals to 13. So you could actually press the actual thing and then get 13, or else you press a calculator just now earlier to get 13. Okay, when it comes to this case, this working is not very important. Right, the answer must be accurate. But of course, if you write the working and the answer doesn't tally with the working, then you will not get the mark. Right? So make sure that you write properly. Okay? Yes.
So we just write mean equals.
Yes, so just like I was already saying, mean equals to 13, that is fine. But of course, you must press your calculator carefully. Okay? Because in finding mean questions, usually it's just a 1 mark question. Okay? Any questions? Yeah. Alright, now let's look at example 20. Okay. We want to find out first what is the value of A. So you need to identify, or rather have the ability to identify which one is the frequency and which one is the data information. Okay, so you read based on the context given to you. It says that a survey was carried out to find the number of children in each of the 300 families. So the number of families will be the frequency, and then after that, the number of children in each family is the data. So there are 47 families that have 0 children, 81 families with 1, and so on. So in order for us to find the value of A, what is the total number of families that we are talking about? 300, right? So in order to find A, just take 300 minus away everything else. And that will give you 34. Okay. Now to find mean, okay, let's just look at the Casio calculator first, since everyone seems to be using that. Okay. Okay, so just now we have already switched on our frequency already, right? Okay, so now go to mode 2, statistics, okay, 1 variance. So in your usual calculation, go to computing, then after that, in your statistics calculation, go to stat. Okay, then you'll see this table, right? So in this case, with this given information, the data is 0, so under X you put 0. Okay, you can key in all the data first, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go to the next column by using arrows. Then you change the frequency. So that will be 47, then equal sign 81, 94, 44. Okay, and then A has been found to be 34. Right? So everyone following? Okay. Then you go to the AC button. and you press Shift 1 for stat, go to for variance, and look for X bar 2. And you'll be able to get that the mean is 1.79. We all have that? So you could write mean equals to 1.79. Okay. If you would like to write the working to show would be 0 times 47 plus 1 times 81. Since there's only 5 data, I shall write everything. Okay. Okay, then after that, for the sharp calculator, let me reset my calculator first. Okay, you will go to mode 1 stat, okay, go to 0 SD. Then after that, you will key in the data. So with the data over here, data first 0, 47. Then you press change. 1, 81, change. 2, 94, change. 3, 44, change. 4, 34, change. So you have a total of 5 data sets. Okay, because there's only 5 columns. Then after you go to alpha and press X bar. And then press equal. You will get 1.79. Okay, so it is really personal preference whether you find that the sharp is easier or the ratio is easier. Okay, I think that the sharp has lesser steps up. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's move on. Okay, we want to find out what's the mean of group data. So we have also learned this in Sec 2, right? Whereby when it comes to group data, meaning like that, where there's an interval, okay, they don't give you the specific data value, they are only giving you the frequency for the interval, right? So we need to actually find out what is the mean value. So make sure that in your table, you are able to identify what is the mean value. Mean value refers to the middle of the two boundaries of the interval. Okay, so in this case, the first one will be 0 plus 2 over 2. So the midpoint now.
1.
Okay, so that will be 1. So you do the same very quickly. It is actually all the same size of interval, so you'll be able to identify that it will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, sorry that it's not very aligned. Okay. Just a quick recap in case you do not know what is a model class. In case you think that class refers to your class 301, 302, 303 and all that, it is not. Okay, the class refers to interval. Okay, so the model interval itself, that means it is the one the highest frequency, and that will be this highest frequency is 25. So the model class is 6 to 8. Then for part B, we want to estimate the mean weekly savings, giving your answer to the nearest cent. Okay, so in this case, to press into your calculator, the data value that you will key in will have to be the mean value. So take the mean value times the frequency if you want to just use the formula. Otherwise, when keying into calculator, you put one data and then frequency 5. 3, 15, 5, 20, 7, 25, and 9, 10. Okay, could you all give this a try? Right? To find out what is the mean. Sorry? No, we cannot use the upper boundaries. You must use the mid value because this is not the exact data. You do not know the exact data.
1, then the frequency is 5 times of 1.
Yeah.
But it may be 5 times of
So, okay, I didn't want to say it now yet. That's why the question says estimate. Okay? This question can only be an estimate of the mean. Okay, so there could be a question in part C that asks you to explain why is it that this is only an estimate. So the reason that this is an estimate, it is because you are not given the actual data value. Right? But for now, I just want you to actually find out what is the mean first.
So use mean value.
Yes, use mean value. Yeah. Okay, I hope that you'll be able to get 5.53 recurring. But since in this case, the question also asks to round off to the nearest cent and it is money. Okay, so we will put $5.53 nearest cent. Okay. Okay, so in case you are wondering, so additional question. So say for example part C, it asks you explain why the value in B can only be an estimate. Okay, explain why the value in B can only be an estimate. So in order to answer this, you can say it is because the data values given in the calculation is the bit value since there is no information of the savings Okay, so generally, your explanation must be able to explain that you are not able to know the exact data value of each student. Okay, in this case, we are talking about students, that's why each student.
number of turns, but she chooses 1, 0.
Okay. In this question itself, we are given dot diagrams of two sets of data, set A and set B. Right? Both actually has a total of 6 different information given. Okay, but we realize that for the mode, median and mean for both the data, they happen to be all mean 3. Okay, but then the thing is that the information is very different, right? In this case, the range in this case is from 2 to 4, whereas for this is from 1 to 5. Yet the mean is still mean 3, and then the mode is 3, and median is also 3. Okay, so that's why we cannot actually make use of mean, mode, and median, right, to actually be talking about the distribution. Okay, we need actually to make use of the spread, right, to actually better support the idea of the distribution. Okay, so interquartile range, as earlier mentioned, okay, it is the measure of the spread of the data, which is about the median, whereas we use the median where it is the appropriate measure of the average. So sometimes we will use median instead of mean, okay, because mean could be affected by extreme values. Okay, these are things that we have learned in set 2. Right, so if you have forgotten about these things, it is time for you to refer back to your set 2. Okay.
So what if the value is not standard deviation?
Yes. Okay, so now we will look into standard deviation. So standard deviation describes how the data are spread about the mean. Okay, so the standard deviation goes by this formula. Okay, we could also be using this formula, but to be very honest, you need not know how to apply the formula. Okay, although it is given in your formula list. Okay, so basically what it's trying to say in this formula itself, right, is look